Salaam alaikum. Welcome to a new episode of Stories in a Cup. Today's conversation is with a Palestinian artist whose journey is built on persistence, self belief, and an unshakable love for creation. She was always an artist long before it became a career. From ceramic and pottery painting to fashion illustration, from learning to writing her own Arabic book on fashion, her path has been anything but linear. Born in Saudi Arabia, into a very conservative environment, and then spending her teenage years in Jordan, she grew up navigating transitions, expectations, and responsibility, especially as the eighth child in a family of 12, where perfection was often expected from the girls. She faced a lot of struggles, rejection, and moments that could have stopped her, but instead, she knocked on doors and taught for long hours, took commissions, and kept going. She chose to delay marriage, choosing wisdom and self-growth over timelines imposed by others. Her art is more than visuals. It's expression, passion, and presence. She believes every failure is a lesson. She hates negativity, and she lives by one simple motto: follow your passion. Today, we talk about Yasmeen's journey. Thank you, Yasmeen, for being here with us.
Thank you, Hidayah, for having me.
We're going to start our conversation, Yasmeen, with something that you said before we started recording. So, do you remember as a child, was art a hobby or was it like your escape?
Was a hobby or escape? I think it was mixed. Girls, they might be maybe more sensitive somehow. So I remember that art like cartoons in my age when I was a little kid, that girls with yellow hair and these white eyes, huge dresses, colors, that really inspired me. And I remember that also makeup. I love eyes. I love makeup. I love looking at them. I think I was born with this, with with this gift, and alhamdulillah, I love it.
Yeah.
I spent most of my time with my pencil and my paper. Comparing with kids these days, they're using iPads, phones.
Yeah.
They don't have a time for handcrafted. They do that like the way we did. Remember when we, in that time, back the 80s, we have a limited time for TV
Yeah.
because TV, it wasn't all the time.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
not.
It was not. So what we did, well, even in school or at home, hobbies.
Yes.
Hobbies like drawing. Sometimes they used to
Knitting,
knitting, sewing.
Sewing.
What else? In school that I really loved the art class. I was waiting for that. And unfortunately, it was only once a week. Doing art with colors, crafts, clay. Yeah, that's what I remember. And the funny part about art is uh, during the day, sometimes we have the teachers, she's not there. Okay. And we have 45 minutes doing nothing. I remember my friends, the girls in the class, that they used to pull papers from their copybooks and bring it to me. So I spend the 45-minute drawing for them and for fun.
Wow, so they used to bring their paper so you could
for me.
create for them.
Yeah. For me. And that, what characters in that time that we have. And we saw that they were, wow, this the idols, cartoons.
Yeah.
I remember them. All about cartoons with these huge gowns and Cinderella, Snow White.
So you were growing up as the eighth child in a family of 12, mashallah, tabarakallah. How did that shape your sense of responsibility, like being a girl?
The girls in Middle East, they're different than boys. Or they're treated in different way than boys. People expect you to be mature. Maybe you are a kid, but the other expect to act like a mature. You know what to do. In my family, younger than me, there's 2 girls and 2 boys. And I have that feeling.
The message was you have to be perfect.
I'm not allowed to, okay, you do mistakes. That's normal. But your mistakes are huge. Even if it's a small one, compared with my brother. Yeah. So I felt that I have to be more conservative. I have to be ready not to do this mistake, even though even a small one. Something I said, something. My room has to be the best it can. My marks, they have to be good.
Your grades.
What else? Yes, I think I listened a lot to these orders. That's what happened to me. Maybe other one, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But I was a good kid and listening.
And you were born in Saudi Arabia and you spent your teenage years later on in Jordan. So you moved from Saudi Arabia to Jordan. And how did that influence your independence and self-identity? At that time, Saudi Arabia was very conservative, and Jordan must have been, a completely different experience. So tell us about that a little bit.
Okay. Saudi Arabia, as you said, it was very conservative. And I remember at that time that I wasn't allowed to walk to school. My dad, he used to bring us back and forth. I was not allowed to pick my grocery from the supermarket. I used to depend on others
In Saudi Arabia.
in Saudi Arabia, and not because I choose that, but it was there.
That was the society
That was the
expectations.
society. Yeah, all the families in there, even they are Saudi or not Saudi, they were very conservative about their kids. What happened in Jordan?
It's the opposite.
The opposite. Jordan is opposite. I have to walk to school. I have to walk to the university. I have to walk to my college, which means I have to do my own things.
So there was freedom.
There was more freedom, but with responsibilities. Yeah. So I started to be responsible by myself and two or three members of my family. That when I was out, let's say when I was out, I used to call my mom, Mom, do you want me to bring something with me? She might ask for some groceries. She might ask for something. That's how it started. That's what I mean when you don't act like selfish. You start to feel that you are responsible, but the sense of responsibility start to appear in me.
Yeah. So it started when you moved to Jordan.
More when I moved to Jordan, yes.
Yeah. So we will dive into your beautiful art journey. So you started with ceramic and pottery. And so ceramic and pottery is not an easy medium to work with. So what was that providing you in terms of an emotional experience working with pottery and ceramic?
Okay, work and art in general, if you have the skill and if you have it as a gift, then it turns to be a hobby maybe. So working with different mediums, you have the base. That's your skills. But you have to understand what medium that you're looking for. The difference, for example, I can draw on a paper and color it and give it to you. This is a piece. You can take it in ceramic. And the right way to do with that, I do a part, and there is someone after me to do the other part. Cover it with the glass and burn it in an oven. There are steps. So I have to understand or I have to think about what I'm doing on the piece because I have to be or make the people who will come after me to continue this work, yeah, they have to be comfortable with the result I did because we both work on the result.
So it's like teamwork.
Teamwork. We both work on result. I have to measure my colors. I have to know how to move my brush. Yeah, because it's all mistakes or it will shows after. Yeah. So in time, in general, there's a process for that. I only do one step from the whole process. There are people before me, and there are after many steps of that. And to be honest, this really changed me a lot after that, in a way that I don't want to work with anyone. I don't want anyone to interfere with my work. This piece, I have to do it alone. That's why I'm happy with my work now because I can control it. I'm not following other people. Maybe I'm very good in this stage of work. The other one after me, he doesn't care. Whatever will happen, whatever will happen. No. I refused that. I refused that really hard after that. Then that's why I improved my work and choose the way to do my work only from A to Z. Nobody else. There's no interference for anyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it was a big turning point for you
Yeah, sure.
after experiencing ceramic and pottery.
Yeah.
Fashion design became a major turning point as well. What shifted in Yasmeen when fashion entered her world?
Okay, look, after I finished this working in pottery in my life, at that period of time, I started to think I want to start a new project, a new field. I need to learn something new. But between me and myself, something I want to do it all from A to Z, as I told you. I don't want anybody else to put his hand in. or to be involved with that because I work from my heart. I really take good care of my work. And I refuse to share that with anybody.
Mashallah, you're a perfectionist. I can see that in your
Thank
pieces.
you. And did you hear about uh, the sentence or phrase they used to say that when you want something and God there knows what you want, the whole universe will follow your dream?
Yes.
That's what happened with me that time. So I decided to start a new field. What is it? I don't know. I want to learn something new in my life. What is it? I don't know. In that time, I had a Facebook. I don't have Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
You know, when start advertising for
Yes.
places, I saw that advertise about fashion learning or learn fashion design. It's really pulls me. It was a school in Jordan. I called them
Mm.
and I visited the place. The third time I went there and already just register and I'm ready to start with you. I think, yeah, here's when you want to start something in your life and only Allah knows what is inside, knows how did you struggle
Mm.
to achieve something. I think I heard about stories about people who did really success in their life and it takes time. It takes time because you have you. It's like a journey. You're looking for something.
Yes.
You don't know what is it. So I heard about the fashion designer who's famous one. The first collection he released was at the age of 40. And before that, he was do sewing
Mm.
just in place and someone like any other one. But I think if you want to do something in your life, you have to learn. That's what really takes time. If you are doing with the right way, you need to learn from your self experience.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why if you ask me about my art, I will tell you that I'm a self taught. I spend a lot of time of learning. I spend a lot of time of trying. I criticize myself all the time. If I don't like something, I don't like it. Sometimes I draw a part and leave it for 1, 2, 3 days, or maybe 2 weeks. Maybe I don't know. But it's still, I don't feel it. I color from the beginning and just start doing that.
Wow. So you registered for that course in fashion design,
Yeah.
and that was the beginning of your journey with fashion.
With fashion. And here I discovered myself. Okay, to be precise in that, I have the skill, a
Mm.
skill in drawing, which means that I can draw anything. But what's the difference between an artist? You ask an artist to draw you. Okay,
Mm.
I can draw you with your hijab, with your outfit, whatever. But in fashion, you can draw that. But when you meet with students, a lot of students don't expect them to know what you know, to see what you see. You have to follow each step with them. Let's say we want to draw a shirt. So I heard a lot of girls, I don't know how to draw. Or let's say a dress. I don't know how to draw a dress. Okay, that's really opened my eyes on a question. I might see that easy for me, but it's not for them. So I start to think in a way to make that easy for them. I told them, okay, let's talk about dress. We will see thousands of dresses, but there's something between all of them in common. Some of dresses they have the cut, the mermaid cut. You might see 10 dresses with mermaid cut, but with different colors, with different attached here and there, draping, whatever. Okay. But they all still have the mermaid. So look what's the common between all of them. After I started the fashion course as a student with other girls, they were younger than me. Some of them, they were my age, and I started drawing. It's like I felt myself like, the fireworks. I felt my energy like a fireworks. I want to draw, I want to draw, I want to draw. One picture after another, one drawing after another, with different poses, with different hair, with different styles. And then the owner of the place, when he saw my artwork, he he came and told me, "What do you think if you work with us as a teacher?" I said, "What? I'm gonna teach fashion,
Yeah.
art?" I felt relief. I was stressed, of course. Every time I feel stressed when I meet a new students because this is a responsibility.
Mm.
Yeah, you can't be relaxed every time because you feel that there's something you have to do toward them. They're expecting a lot of you. So you
Mm.
have to be ready for the question. You have to
Mm.
ready to repeat once and time after time to make that easy as much as you can. So I said, okay, I'm ready. And I started with one, students at first. Then the one turned to be 5, and five, another 5, and another 6 of them. And it started.
Mashallah,
Yeah,
mashallah.
alhamdulillah.
And so I'm assuming that it was around the time when you started to teach that you saw the gap in the market for the need to create your own fashion design book, mashallah.
Yes.
So what pushed you to document your knowledge and share it in a book? I remember you were telling me there weren't any books in Arabic, and in Jordan, most of the girls wanted to, be able to read and to go through the book in Arabic. So tell us about that.
Well, when I started that, and the girls, they were following me at the class. Sometimes they used to hold their phones and record the way of my drawing and what to do, what to do here, what to do there. But there was no document they can follow when they go home. So in Middle East, in general, they're good in fashion and they have really high taste. But I think, or what I see actually in true, that Europe and America and the name brand, the genuine name brands, they didn't start at the Middle East. Let's say the famous one in France, maybe they're for France, Italy, United States here. Uh, yeah, so because they started this art, they already had their own books, which are in English, which are in Italy, or Italian, sorry. The only book most of girls they know in Jordan back there, it was in English. And it was illustrated by an Italian institute. So there are common subject between the art in general. But in the Middle East and for Arab girls, we have some subject that other people they don't do it because of our culture, of our society, like drawing hijab. Drawing abaya, drawing long skirts, fashion for hijabi more, modest fashion in general. In other books, like the book I told you, or any books, even if you search on Amazon, you will see thousands of them. But what really you want in there, what you are looking for in there, I think it's when you have a book with 300 pages, I'm sure that at least 100 pages people they will look at. They will miss it. Peop- People in general they don't read much. That's what I see. So from my experience with girls and their questions, what really moves me, their questions. When they ask about something, about information, and the way they ask about it, they open my eyes more and more and more for what they need. If I want to do that, or if I did that book from the first time I started my journey as a teacher, I don't think that I will do it right way. I waited maybe 3 or 4 years till I feel that there's
You have a foundation of like the questions that they've asked.
yeah.
Yes.
So I waited for 4 years till I found that there was strong foundation to start from. At least I know what they are asking for. At least I know how they want to follow the information to do it or to draw that. I expected the question before they ask it. Alhamdulillah, I got all of that. So I felt myself, now I'm ready to do it. And there was not much talk about the basics.
Yes.
Not only the basics, also there's other subjects they asked me about. Important from the book is the live drawing and live explaining and the live classes. They need to follow me. They need to ask, and I have to answer, and I have to follow each one of them. That's why I started my page with my book. It's a book club. It's for every girl. She has the book. You can join us. Ask me whatever you want, and I will record that for you, and I will give you the exact answer of what you asked me.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful that you created, a book, and mashallah, they started to use that book, mashallah, in the same institution. Mashallah, that's a great accomplishment.
After I left the work, I worked again online with the institution. Did it all online, but now I'm working alone.
So you mentioned that teaching long hours while you were building your craft was the reason why you kept going, even though the days were exhausting. Tell us a little bit about what kept Yasmeen going, even through that hard time.
It's my personality and the way I respect my work because I believe that work is work. You have to do it. the best you can, you have to do it. So I understand if I work for 8 hours, it's normal to work for 8 hours. I don't have to complain. Oh, this is too much. This is, I don't know, you know? So, and I was really devoted for my work, for my classes, the place I've been in. I respect that. And in general, I love it. I love it. And I feel how I'm responsible toward the one who's in front of me. Maybe I will say, I don't want to say this. Okay, I'll skip that. But I feel I'm responsible. When a girl, she came to me, I will tell you something fun. Most of girls, when they came, and we start getting to know each other, I ask them, what do you do in general in your life? Most of girls or students, they were university students. Some of them, they used to work. Some of them, they were housewives. You drove. Some of them, they used to draw like acrylic, like pencil, charcoal, but not fashion. I said, okay, you're welcome. Some of them, they used to do handcraft, sewing, knitting. I said, okay. Some of them, they used to work with cake, decorating.
Yeah, of course.
Some of them, they didn't, and they were look at me in a way with eyes full of scare, like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to draw. I didn't draw. I don't know how to draw. I said, okay, you don't have to know how to draw. You are here to learn how to draw. So drawing fashion, drawing fashion, it might be easy for everybody, even if you know how to draw or not. You don't have to have the skill. If you have it, that's perfect. You can prove that skill, but you can learn from scratch. You need to know how to draw that body figure, that template with the body, with the waistline, and you need to draw the lines for your dress, for your outfit. If you didn't draw a face, that's okay. Draw hands, like clear hands with fingers, no problem. But I need to see what's in your mind on a paper.
Yeah.
That's what fashion illustration is important. And why people learn that, because you have to express your ideas on a paper. And some people, they love just art
Yeah.
for its own. So what happened with me, that I used to meet all these kind of girls, and some of them, they even, they admit that they said, I didn't expect myself to do this. There is a part inside of us, we don't even discover it. There's
Yeah.
something hidden in ours, but we need that sparkle to move on.
Yeah.
And that's really, I feel this is victory.
Yes.
This
Of
is
course.
really, really good achievement. You don't know who you might help,
Yes.
who you
Yes.
might enjoy that part and move
Yes.
forward.
Mashallah. Yasmeen, you mentioned growing up that there was a lot of expectations from the family and the society towards girls. How did you learn to unlearn the fear of making a mistake? Because that's something that is ingrained in us, right? As you're growing up and in the 80s, there were very high expectations of girls in general. So, as an artist, how did you unlearn that fear of making a mistake?
This is a really good question. Not everybody around me has to be satisfied.
Mm.
I don't have to satisfy every single person
Oh,
around
I
me.
love that.
The first one, I really, I challenge myself a lot. I don't challenge other people. Challenge the best way to do the best you can and to achieve what you want. Challenge yourself. If you keep your ears round, you will feel that you own everybody.
Yeah.
I don't own everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that once because I didn't, or maybe I thought this is the right thing to do. But now, no, not everybody has to be happy from me. I don't care. People who really means to me, they really love what I do, and they really celebrate me and love what I love my achievement. You
Yeah.
know, so not everybody has to be in my board
Yeah.
or in my map. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
In my circle.
Yeah.
My circle doesn't fit everybody. No, no, no. And if someone does not look similar with me, with the interest, with the way of thinking, okay, fine. Hi, nice to meet you. You're in your way, I'm in my own way. I feel this is right to do. And actually, this time of our life, it's really stressful. You don't feel that you have to satisfy everybody.
So, Yasmin, you moved to the United States a few years ago. How many years ago?
2019. Now it's been 6 years or
7 years,
7 years.
mashallah.
Yeah.
So that was another transition for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a few words about what was that like. I know that it was also the time where you discovered a lot more about yourself.
Okay, when I moved here, first of all, I was happy. Yeah, and I did that in a time. Comparing with other girls, the experience, I was mature enough to move because I met girls, ladies, they moved here with at the age of 20, 21, young. They felt it was like a shock.
Yeah.
And that's what I heard from other people here. They told me that you will have a culture shock. Okay. I used to say, okay. I'm really have too many shocks in my life. I'm not waiting for that. So I was happy when I moved here. I didn't know what to expect. Even I have a sister live here, but she has her family, has her have give birth here for her kids, and now they are, mashallah, teenagers,
Yes,
and they are
mashallah.
adult. They got married, and she lives. But for you, when it comes for you, I don't think whatever you will hear from other people, you will hear some, let's say, some advices from their experience, but the right experience is the one that I'm going to live.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
So whatever I will hear about anyone or any place, I said, thank you. Okay, fine. But I had to discover that for my own. So when I moved here, United States in general, and you are living here, it's a quiet.
Yeah.
And I love this part. As me, I love this part. There are ladies, they can handle it.
Yes, people are looking for the hustle and
Yeah.
bustle of the Arab world.
Oh my God. Some ladies, when they come, any ladies I met, you're not bored yet? You're not bored yet?
My
You
goodness.
don't want to go back to Jordan? I said, no, I'm fine. I swear to God, I'm fine.
I'm waiting for you to start complaining, and
Oh
that's
my God.
what you hate.
Yeah. And when I didn't complain, why you didn't complain? Why you don't complain? And if I complain, stop complaining.
Yes.
So that's why you can't satisfy everybody. So
Yes.
stay away from me. Fine. And I have a lot to do here.
Yeah.
And I see this country for people
Yes.
who want to discover themselves.
Yes.
This is the right place to do that because you have a lot of ways to be creative, to start a business, to start a hobby. Let's say that you are out of your comfort zone. What will you do? You will start to learn how to do things that you didn't know how to learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's what happened here. Some people, they escape because they like it. I don't think they have the motivation here. Well, after I came here and started, I love sewing.
Hmm.
I have my own sewing machine.
That's
So
beautiful.
I do all the alteration for my work, or sorry, for my clothes. And other friends, they bring the clothes to me to do the alteration. Then yeah, I kept going with fashion and with the drawing fashion and with courses online. Then acrylic
Yeah.
came up, and here start the other chapter or a new chapter in my life, which I'm really really happy with that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
keep going, inshallah.
Inshallah. So, yeah, you discovered acrylics here.
Yeah.
So, tell us, Yasmeen, a little bit about your creative process. Where do your ideas usually begin? I see that, mashallah, we're sitting here in your beautiful home, and I see beautiful pieces and so much detail and a representation of the culture, the Palestinian culture, very strong in your work, mashallah. So, tell us a little bit about your creative process.
Okay, once I met people here, Arab people, they are really into their home, like Palestine. I'm saying about Palestine, or Palestinian people. People in general, they are religious in a way that they are connected with religion. I think this is a reaction because they are out of their home,
Yes.
Islamic home.
Yeah. Islamic culture.
Islamic culture. And because they are living here, and United States is not an Islamic society; it's mixed society. And this is beautiful, by the way. You will meet different people and hear different views from everybody. As Muslims, Orient people, they love that part of their lives. So as you see my house and any other people, a friend of mine, when you enter their houses, I see Quran calligraphy. They're related to their culture more and more. So once I started acrylic, I remember the first painting, I had it, I was trying to do something because I had this experience with canvas, but with oil. And I did that maybe 15 years ago, but I didn't continue. Okay, acrylic, oil, they are similar with the tube color, with the brush, with the mixing. But of course, there's a different little bit with the medium that you use that I had to. Acrylic is easier, kind of easier, and doesn't smell. I remember I drew Al Aqsa. I don't know, it just came to my mind. And I Look at it. It was good. A friend of mine, I saw that in one of bazaars, by the way.
Yeah, mashallah.
And another girl, she communicated with me through Instagram and she told me, I want one. I did one. Then it's a start from that point, from some people to another. And look, if you work in a field, you will start to know people who look like you and who have the same interests. So, from a friend to a friend, I got know new friends who love art and who are into art. And that's how it started. It's like uh, it's getting bigger. The circuit's getting bigger and bigger. A friend of mine, her name is Fatin. I love her a lot. She told me about uh, the festival about art, which held in Houston, and she said this really good one. This is a large one, a lot of visitors, and you can sell your art there and show your art and sell your art there. I didn't know about it before. But I said, okay, show me the link, show me the page. I registered. And that was my first time being there. I think it was 2023. That was my first time. And I was surprised with people how they love that and how they came to my table and how they purchase the art. They love it. In general, they love it. And it was wow. But you asked me about how do I use my subject. Once I look around me, in general, people they don't like to see a human figure in their houses. I saw that.
Yes.
And this paint is this one. There's a lady, she likes it, but she told me, can you cover her face? Can you
Yeah.
the features? I don't like to have this in my home. I think this is belongs to an idea about religion in our minds. So I saw if people they don't like that, so I don't have to do it, or at least I don't have to show it there.
Yeah.
What they like religion. They like what is related to religion. And as a Muslims, if you look about the basic places that represent our religion, Al-Quds, Dome of the Rock, Masjid al-Nabawi,
Masjid.
Al-Aqsa, Mecca. These are the main places for every Muslim around the world. So these were the main interest for me. People love calligraphy, but I have to be really careful about calligraphy because everyone is doing calligraphy. So how can I be different than you need to be careful. You need to be careful about the way you write it.
You're incorporating it in your work. It's not
Yeah.
it's not just calligraphy. Every piece has something else. It's
Yes, someone will come to my table and say, "You don't have calligraphy." Okay, I said, if I do calligraphy, they might like it. I try to do calligraphy, but not in all paintings. Maybe I will pick some and do calligraphy. People like it. When I look around, most of people around me, they do calligraphy. So I have to be careful. I have to do it the right way or not to do it at all. So what is the main art I do now is the Islamic art or related to Muslims art or related to Orient life, related to our culture as Mediterranean people, because that's what people like. Let's say about this one. This is in Palestine, in the harvest, the olive harvest season.
Yes.
This is really well known for every Palestinian. I remember people when they stand in front of that, they didn't talk, but their eyes were talking.
Yeah, mashallah. It's such a beautiful piece.
And maybe it reminds them with their grants. It might transfer there to Palestine in
Yes,
that time. Yeah,
yeah.
they feel it.
We have to include this in our Instagram post, inshallah, when I release your
Inshallah.
episode. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
thank
Yeah.
you. So you feel that when you touch something inside of them, you feel what they love.
Yeah.
But in general, every time I go, I test a new experience and I meet some new people. You have to expect everything. And sometimes you have to expect nothing. You have
Yeah.
to be ready for
Yeah.
what other will say, their views. But in general, alhamdulillah, I'm blessed because I'm doing something I love. Alhamdulillah.
Yasmeen, I love how you're very intentional about avoiding negativity and complaining in your life. So, how do you protect your energy in the world when things get heavy and people are, sharing only the negative? What does Yasmeen do?
Okay, this is hard. Yeah, this is hard actually when you live in that. But if I feel I don't want to be in that place, I don't want to be in that place. I don't want to talk about this. I try not to talk about this. If someone has really negative energy, I try to avoid them. I don't do visits. I don't do sittings with those people. If I don't have to do that, I don't do it. I'm looking in my relation with people who look like me and who will understand me. Believe me, not everybody is happy. That's what we have to understand. Not everybody is happy, even if they look happy. Yeah, everybody has their problems and their struggles, and there is a dark place inside of us. Nobody knows about it. We know it about that, but we live. If I will keep complain and complain, what will happen? I won't change anything. I will get sick, and people who really complain, they will make you sick.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
love that. Absolutely. And people are starting to be aware of that now.
Yeah. So there's something I think if we change the way of thinking, whatever I'm in, I'm better than someone else.
Yes. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
I have a home. Alhamdulillah. Other people, they don't have it. I have a clean food and
Yes.
a clean place to eat.
Yes.
Other people, they don't have it.
Yes.
If I feel sick, I have a bill for my headache.
Yes.
Other people, they don't have it. So whatever will happen, believe me, everybody has their own problems. If we
Gratitude is huge in Yasmin's life.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. That I learned that about this journey of my life. I learned that. I learned that a lot, and because there were really hard time in my life, but Alhamdulillah, God was there,
Yeah.
and God really helped me. And there were gifts from God to me. He knows what I did. Give that. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. God.
Yasmin, one of your dreams is to have a piece of your work displayed in the White House. What would that moment represent for you, beyond, of course, being recognized?
Well, I'm thrilled with the idea that people love my work and people know my art and people even they visit my table, stop by, say, wow, we love that, buy that art. Other people from other states and from our country, they text me. They love my art. So I want to show my art in a place, some universal place that everybody knows, like art museum, so I don't know what I thought about the White House, maybe. I think because the Palestinian case now, it's in front of all people. Everybody could know about what happened in there and the pain that they are in. So I think White House will be a really good place to show my art in. That people will stop by, they will see my art, and they
I really
know
wish that
more.
for you.
Yeah,
Inshallah.
I don't know if they show art there.
That's a good question.
I don't know. I said that once. I don't know.
You
Yeah,
never
maybe
know.
in other place, maybe in one of the largest museum in the world, that
Yeah.
people will step by and see and understand what they are seeing. I don't know.
Yeah, I love that. Inshallah, one day. And then we'll have another interview.
Sure, I'm ready.
Inshallah. Yasmin, as we are closing our conversation, and if there's a young artist listening to this conversation today and is feeling stuck or hopeless, what would you tell her from your own experience and journey?
Okay, if you feel that you want to do something and you're stuck, it means that you have something you want to do. But it's like you didn't find the right path to work to go through. Give yourself time. Do not push hard and allow yourself to keep looking. You have to keep trying. Let's say you like working with a brush. Okay, that's really good. Hold your brush and choose the surface that you want to work on. You can work on canvas. You can work on paper. You can work on wood panel. You can work on walls. You don't know what you are really good in. Give yourself a time. Keep going and keep working because you are good in something. Maybe you don't know what is it, but it's like a path leading to a path. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the faith, you have to have faith and make sure that once you want something to do something right, God is there for you
Yeah.
and He will lead you.
That's so beautiful.
Thank
Thank you so much, Yasmin, for this heartwarming conversation about your beautiful journey. Thank you for sharing it with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Hidayah. Thank you for having me. And I'm really happy to have you here and we have this conversation.